In this video, I'm going to show you how to work with presentation themes, variants, and backgrounds. Now I've opened up the Disney Data presentation, and to access these features, you would click on the Design tab. Now, a presentation theme includes a set of colors, fonts, and visual effects that you apply to your slides, and it gives you a unified professional look. Now, if you look on the Design tab, Themes is my biggest group. And if I hover over any of them, it tells me the name of that theme, and it shows me a preview of what it'll look like on the selected slide. If I click the Themes drop arrow, I have a few more options. And if I click this Browse Themes button, this will take me to where my files are saved on my computer. And if I have any themes saved, I could navigate to it and use it in this presentation. I'm going to cancel out, and I'm going to use one of the themes that's built right into PowerPoint. So to apply a theme, you just choose the one that you want, and if you click, it's going to apply it to the whole presentation. But if you right click, you get this little shortcut menu, and if you want, you can choose to apply several different themes to different slides. So for example, if I wanted to apply this theme only to the selected slide, I would choose that. Okay, but I like the WISP theme, and I like to be consistent throughout my presentation. So let's say you've selected a theme and you really like it, but maybe you're not crazy about the colors or the fonts, or you want to do a little something different with the special effects. This is where you would use the variants. If you click the variant drop arrow, you've got a menu for colors, and it's a point and click. So you could scroll through the color menus. You get a little preview of what they'll look like. Okay, and find one you like. I'm going to go with this green yellow. Same thing for fonts. Okay, a menu of different font styles shows up. Find one you like and click on it. Effects, you'll only see the effects on things like charts and graphs and tables. So I'm going to find one I like. I'm going to go with this glossy. And then background styles allows you to change the background on all your slides. And you can choose from this little menu that pops up, or you can format your own by clicking Format Background. And I just want to point out that this Format Background tool is also found right here. So you can access it over here, and you get even more options. So when I clicked on that, that opened up this Format Background task pane. So I'm going to go through each of the options here. I'm going to start with the solid fill. So with that, if you click on this color palette, you can choose a solid fill, and then you can apply it to the current slide, or click this button and apply it to every slide. And you can also adjust the transparency with this little scroll bar, or you could use the up and down arrows, or directly type a percentage, whatever works for you. Now the gradient fill is kind of cool. This is a color mixing feature. So to use it, you select gradient fill. You can use some of the preset gradients. Just point and click if you like any of those. You could choose the type of gradient, and you'll notice a little difference in how the gradient is presented as you choose these different options. I'll leave it on rectangular. The direction, that's how the color mixes. Okay, it could be top to bottom, left to right, bottom to right corner, whatever you prefer. The most interesting part is down here in the gradient stops. You have this little scale, and it's got different gradient stops on it. So this one has 2 by default. If I click on the first one, then whatever color I choose in the color palette is the first color that I'm going to mix. So I'm going to choose this green. And then I can move this to adjust how it fades from one to another. So I'm going to put mine right about there. I'm going to grab my next stop and put it in the middle. And I think I'm going to change this color to a blue. It looks a little funky, but it's making my point. If I want to add more gradient stops or delete them, I work with this add a gradient stop or remove a gradient stop. I'm going to add one. And I'm just going to move these out a little bit. And I think I'm going to make this middle one a yellow. And if you're not happy with the colors that are presented, you could go to more colors and you could choose here. So whatever you'd like. I'm going to go with a light yellow. See if that looks a little better. And I think I'm going to change my direction to this. And I'm going to change my type. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay, so you also have these options for position, transparency, and brightness, so you can make it however you'd like. And then again, in the end, if you want to apply it to all your slides, just click Apply to All, or you can just leave it for the current slide. I'm going to apply to all. Now the next option, picture or texture fill. So I'm going to show you texture first because that's easiest. So if you want to work with a texture, you have this texture drop arrow, and it's just a point and click. So find something you like, and here's your options for adjusting it, and then apply to all or keep it on one slide. Now, if you want to put a picture as the background on a slide, you also leave it on this option. And then you just go to the picture source area and click Insert, and then just navigate to where your pictures are. So I went to From File. I'm going to go with Cinderella's Castle, and I'm going to choose Insert. And again, I have some options for transparency, and I can choose if I want it on one slide or all of them. Now, on this particular slide, I'm going to move my placeholder because I don't like where it's placed. So you just adjust things as you go. Okay, pattern fill is a point and click. Choose the pattern. You can choose a different color set for your pattern. And right now it's applying it to my placeholder because that's what's selected. But if I deselect and don't select my placeholder, then when I do my pattern, it'll apply it to the whole slide. So I am going to go back to my picture with my Disney castle. And I'm not going to have anything there, no fill. And the last option is this slide background fill. So this pays attention to what's selected. So in this case, my Disney data or my title placeholder is selected. So if I check this off, it's going to fill my placeholder with whatever the current background is. Okay, see how that works? Now, if I choose a different option here with my placeholder still selected, it's going to give me whatever I had when I last worked with that option. So when I last worked with solid fill, I had the light yellow. When I last worked with the gradient fill, I had this green, yellow, blue. Okay, so that deals with whatever was last selected in the particular category.